bought literally everything from the official Sims merch store. I realize this seems really, really bad, and it is bad, but I swear I have a good reason. When I first heard The Sims was making merch, I figured it would be a good idea to buy all of it and then try to make a review video for you all. This game is already way too expensive, so if you're gonna spend more money buying stuff from them, I'd like to make sure that it's at least decent quality. The problem is that I thought there'd maybe be like 5 or 6 items, and it turns out there were a lot more than that, and I was too committed, so I still went through and I bought every single one of them. I even bought a couple of things twice because Dan wanted some of it, so I did spend a little bit more money than I was expecting to, but I'm confident that I'm gonna use and wear all of this stuff, so I don't feel too bad about it. Like, if there's one thing the Sims girl is gonna use a lot, it's gonna be Sims merch. So let's just dive right into this, because I feel like there's a little bit of backstory that's probably important for you all to know. Up until this point, official Sims merch was basically impossible to get your hands on. All of the Sims merch that I have is stuff that I've been given by them in person at events over the years. This, for example, is one of my favorite things that I own. It's a zip-up hoodie that they gave me at an event for City Living like 7 years ago. But I swear to you, I wear this thing like every day. Some of the threads are actually coming out on it because I wear it so much. And if you look real close behind me, you might notice a couple of posters. Those are actually posters that are in the game. They're posters that you can find around San Myshuno. They're unlockables from City Living. They did have a merch store for a little bit a few years ago. It was on a place called Threadless, and Threadless was like a print-on-demand website. So they basically uploaded a ton of different prints and like various artwork, and then you could pay to get it put on a phone case, on a blanket, on a poster. Like, you kind of could pick whatever you wanted. And because it was printed on demand, they had basically endless options of stuff on this website, but it was also more expensive and the quality wasn't very good. That's kind of the trade-off that you have with merch companies. You can choose to buy in advance in bulk a bunch of stuff and then sell it, or you can pay one of these print on demand sort of places. And depending on how much you're expecting to sell, there's sort of pros and cons to both. But that's more pros and cons for a person like me who would be footing the bill personally. For a company like EA, it makes a lot more sense to buy stock in advance and then sell it. Plus, you can control the quality better that way. So that Threadless store was cool, but it didn't last for very long, and it's been years since it was last up. And now, cut to today, and they finally have an official brand new merch store. Personally, I think they should have done this a long time ago. The people who play The Sims are massive fans of The Sims, and they would wear and buy merch if you sold it to them. And that has become very clear based on the new merch store they just made. All of the stuff on the website sold out on the first day of the launch. And I don't know if anybody expected that. To be honest, I kind of did, but I don't think that they did. Otherwise, they probably would have ordered more of it in advance. So this is what the merch website looks like. And my immediate reaction was really impressed by this website. First of all, I think they did a very good job of hiring a diverse cast of models, and also all of the pictures and the colors they're using. It's very vibrant and fun. It all feels very Sims to me. It's like kind of silly and bright and goofy. Also, after I bought all of this, they did a second drop of this Onyx Runners collection, and I don't have this stuff. I did buy the tote bag actually, but it hasn't come in yet, and I didn't buy the rest of it because I already have enough Sims merch, as we have realized. Let me show you all of the items and also the pricing quickly, because that's kind of like the most important thing to talk about here. So in total, they have 22 products. Obviously, a few of these are items that we don't have, so just scroll right past that. They have a pretty interesting variety of stuff though. They have a freezer bunny plushie. We've got this light purple embroidered hoodie and sweatpants set. There's a sticker pack. We have quite a few different pins. There's like a generic plum bob one. There's a cowplant one. They also have a couple different freezer bunny pins, a simoleon pin. As far as clothing goes, they've got like the generic plum bob t-shirt. They have a hat, this Soul Soul t-shirt, another hat. This is like an embroidered crew neck that I was most excited about, I think. I did not love these socks, and it looks like they're the only things that are not sold out. But they also had a water bottle. There's kind of like a fun character shirt. This one has like Bonehilda and the Grim Reaper. There's like a cowplant and a little woohoo guy, so kind of like a fun little image shirt. Anyway, the other thing that I was kind of curious about was this set of postcards, because it looked like they had done those pictures that came in Growing Together. These were like posters in game. They made little postcards of them, and I liked the idea of getting these and then framing them to put up in my office. I do think that all of this stuff is kind of expensive, but not necessarily for what it is. Like, most people that sell merch hoodies sell them for $60. Pins like this, generally about $12. a $30 t-shirt on a fancy merch store. Like that's kind of on par with the pricing for other places. It doesn't mean that it's not expensive. It just means that everybody's kind of the same level of expensive, but this is kind of what I was expecting it to be priced at. I haven't opened the box yet, so I don't know about the quality of all of these things, but they did send me a PR package, so we'll talk about that too. As far as size ranges go, they actually had a pretty decent range on their website. This hoodie goes from extra small all the way to 5X. I did notice that the larger sizes sold out really quickly. I was on the website buying this stuff like the second that it dropped, and it sold out really fast, like while I was still there buying it. Not all of it did, but some of the bigger sizes did. I think that just speaks to them not buying enough when they did the first drop, but in general, everything sold out, so they kind of just didn't buy enough at all. That's the trouble with first launches, because they're trying to gauge interest, because you don't want to overbuy and end up with like hundreds of extra hoodies. So I assume that now that they have some data, the next restock will be a little bit better. I don't know when they're gonna restock, but probably soon. I would assume that they would do it soon. And not everything had a good size range. These sweatpants only went up to 2X. The rest of the apparel though, like all of the shirts and the crew neck, that all went up to 5X. It was just the sweatpants that were the problem. I don't really know why, because they had up to 5X for everything else. Here's a couple good examples of how fun I think this photo shoot was. Like their makeup was beautiful. A lot of these photos they took were really fun. It just seemed so bright and happy. And in general, all of the colors were very bright and happy. And that's one of the things people were complaining about. People were kind of mad because remember that first launch didn't have this black hoodie. They only had kind of colorful stuff, and that's not really everybody's vibe. I get it. This is very much my vibe, but I'll acknowledge that not everybody wants a pastel hoodie or like a pastel t-shirt. So in total, I bought $642 worth of product. I paid $43.38 in tax and $15 for shipping. And so my final total was $700.38. It seems like the shipping kind of varied depending on how much you bought, and the shipping was also extremely expensive to other countries. Obviously, I just shipped it to Florida, but if you live somewhere else outside of the US, I think the shipping was relatively pricey. I actually think the $15 I paid for shipping is really pricey. I know I bought a lot and it came in 2 packages, but that's a lot of money for shipping. And they actually did send me a PR package for free with a couple of things in it. This is the box the PR package came in. It's nicer than what you would get if you just bought it off the website, but it has this cute Plum Bob sticker. I'm gonna keep this. This is not from the store either, but it also had this cute like Plum Bob tissue paper, and I'm gonna keep that too. The first thing I got sent for free was that Sul Sul t-shirt. This is kind of weird, right? They like cut out the tag from the inside and then printed a tag on it. It is 100% cotton and the print is pretty nice. I don't know how to describe this because I'm not a clothing reviewer, I'm a Sims reviewer, but it's like kind of bubbly, like it's a thick sort of print on the front. I have a lot of weird problems with textures, and I think that this would bother me if I tried to sleep in it, but I'll wear it during the day fine. And I like the color. I think it's cute. So it's a good promising t-shirt. Sometimes merch gets printed on like bad cheap t-shirts, but I think this is a good t-shirt. I'm so sorry. I did already open the sticker pack without you. I was just excited to see them all. But the sticker pack comes with quite a few really big stickers. This is my Stanley Cup for scale, if that helps you. But they have some really cute ones. I think my 2 favorites are the Cowplant and the Grim Reaper sticker. There's a Woohoo sticker. This one's like a glittery Simoleon sticker. A lot of like glittery hollow stickers. This one says Dag Dag. This is a freezer bunny. This one's kind of boring. It's like a matte plain Plum Bob. We do have a shiny Plum Bob. Weirdly on these two, the Dag Dag one is glittery and the Sul Sul one is not. I don't like the new Sims logo, so I don't like this sticker because I don't like the font, but we have that. And then there's also a llama, kind of like a shiny hollow llama. Most of these I don't love. The Cowplant though, this one by far is like the best thing in the whole pack. And speaking of best things in the whole pack, I do also have this Cowplant pin. This is iconic. I didn't open it because I wanted to wait for you all so that we could open it together. It is $12, but this is what the pin looks like. And it's a pretty big pin as well. Just for scale, this is one of my Animal Crossing pins that I would consider to be like a normal sized pin. And then this one is a lot bigger. I really like pins and I kind of collect pins. So I was really excited about those. Probably the most excited about the pins. And then I was least excited about these socks. Unfortunately, I got the socks for free too. I saved this part of the packaging because I couldn't believe it. Look at this. It says Sul Sul socks, comfy, cozy feet tubes. They wrote feet tubes on the packaging. And they're fine. They're fine socks. I just don't really like long socks. I don't really ever wear long socks. And on the sides of it, they say sole sole and like dag dag. So on your feet or like on your ankles, it would say that. I don't know. Socks are fun. Socks are not for me. And clearly they're not for anybody else either because they are the one thing on the website that did not sell out. I think that's too much money. These socks I would not recommend you buy. I don't really have a lot of reasons other than just I don't like them, but if you're gonna buy one thing, I wouldn't buy these. But that is all the stuff that I got for free. And the rest of it I bought. So we have two packages. One of them is like in a bag and the other one's in a box. I'm gonna start with the bag. Okay, here we go. It's my hoodie. It's also Dan's hoodie. Oh no, wait. It's a hoodie and sweatpants. Look, the packaging has a plumb bob on it. That's actually kind of cute. Is it okay if I don't do a try on haul? I don't really want to show my whole body on camera. I'm not feeling confident today. This is what the hoodie looks like. Okay, first impressions. Ooh. Oh, I like it. So this is the 2X. This is the one that we got for Dan. You can't even tell. I'm sorry. This is useless. Me holding it up like this, you're like, okay, no one can tell what the size looks like, Kayla. Anyway, this is the hoodie. The logo is embroidered and I like how simple it is. I like how it's just a nice purple hoodie with the Sims in the corner. I don't really like merch that's too much unless it's like kind of stylized. You know how sometimes they'll make merch and then just put like a giant plumb bob on the back? If this had that, I wouldn't like it, but it doesn't. It's very simple, very plain. That also might mean that you don't like it, but I prefer kind of plain. And then these are the sweatpants. These would also be Dan's sweatpants, I think. Same thing, kind of plain, just has the Sims logo on the corner. Where did it go? Hello? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Just have a Sims logo on the corner. These don't feel as nice as the hoodie. I don't know how to explain it, but the hoodie feels softer than the pants. I guess they probably are different, right? Because they had a different size range, but oh, the inside feels the same. Something about the outside of the pants feels different. And I think they're kind of thin. Maybe I'm being picky. I don't know. I'm not obsessed with the pants. I like the hoodie better. I'm from Florida, so thin sweatpants is not a bad thing, but just something to note. Okay, that makes sense though. The package had the stuff for Dan. This box should have my stuff. I don't really understand how they're gonna fit all of the items in this box because there's like a plushie in here. All right, here we go. This is the haul, everybody. On the top, we have the postcards. Oh, and the plushie. Okay, let's see the scale of this quick. This is a little bit smaller than I was expecting it to be. I think I thought it would be bigger than this, but I'm not necessarily mad about that. It's actually really cute. I really like this thing. It has a little fuzzy tail too. The tag says Freezer Bunny plushie. Remove tag before giving to child. Yeah, that's a good idea. I am not currently selling merch. I closed my merch store down because I'm changing companies, but this is a merch plushie that I sold, and this is this merch plushie. So they're kind of similar in size. This one's obviously bigger. I'm gonna let him sit on my chair. I'm gonna keep it back there. Okay, here we also have the postcards. I bought these not because I wanted to use them as postcards, but because I wanted to hang them up on my wall. I need to be careful so I don't like bend them as I'm trying to open this, but this is what the postcards look like. So it's world travel, set of 6 postcards. And these are, uh-oh, I scratched it. I don't know if I scratched it just now or if it came scratched. It's right there, it doesn't matter. But these are all postcards based on the worlds from The Sims 4. This is the Horse Ranch one. We've got Forgotten Hollow, so it's got Vlad's house. This one is of Sulani. We've got Windenburg from Get Together. This one is Mount Komorebi from Snowy Escape. And then we even have a Strangerville postcard. And then this is what the back of them looks like. I think that's kind of cute. Again, I'm not sending this anywhere. This is like exactly the kind of thing that I want out of merch in The Sims because it's a recreation of this picture that we got from Growing Together. Look at this. It's got the exact postcard in the game. The thing is, the game only has 4 swatches. So the game has a few of them, but we got a couple extra ones in real life. So I would like if they went back and updated the game one to have all 6 of these, but I'm gonna buy frames for these and hang them up. I think this is probably my favorite out of all of the merch. I just really like it when they can tie in stuff from the game in real life like this. And it's genuinely pretty. Like it's a nice print and we obviously know that it's The Sims, but it's a cool thing to have. All right, next in our box, we have my hoodie. We opened Dan's already, so we've seen it. This is the hat. Dad, if you're watching this, please go away because I'm giving this to my dad for Christmas. I don't really care about hats. I'm not really a hat person, but that's what it looks like. It's simple, just a plumb bob, but it's not bad. Ooh. Oh, it says Sul Sul on the back. That's cute. This is the crew neck. I was excited about this. I'm kind of a crew neck person. I wear a lot of crew necks. I don't love that it's white. I don't wear a lot of white, but this is what it looks like. Oh, it seems thin. I don't know. You're probably gonna be seeing more than you need to be. from underneath this, but that's okay because when I wear it on videos, you can't tell. This is what it looks like. It's nice, it's soft, it just has a Sims logo. I guess I'm holding this up to a light and then looking at it and seeing how I can really see the tags from the other side. It might not be so bad if you're not holding it directly up to a light, like if you're just seeing it in normal life, but I'm worried about it being thin. White and thin don't mesh up. Was this $60? It was 50. It was $50. Okay, that's too much. This is too expensive. I don't think it should be 50. That it should be like 35. Well, I guess the t-shirts are 35. But I don't know. The crew neck is too expensive. Oh, geez. Here's one of the t-shirts. This one's just a plain plumb bob t-shirt. This is, in my opinion, the worst of the t-shirts because it is just a plain plumb bob. If I were to give you an example of what bad Sims merch would be, it would be just a thing that has a plumb bob on it. I like the color of the shirt and I kind of like how they have the Sims logo on the sleeve like this, but I don't know. It's a fine shirt. It's a decent quality shirt. It's the same as the other one, but I don't know, plain plumb bob, whatever. These are my sweatpants. We already opened Dan's. This shirt I was excited about. This one has like all of the characters on it. It's also white, so that's like less than ideal, but look at how cute that is. They've got all these little guys. This one I could more easily use as a pajama shirt because the print isn't like puffy like the other one is, so it's not gonna bother me like feeling it against my chest. That's a picky thing to complain about, but I have issues, so it's worth mentioning because I know a lot of you guys do too. We've all got texture problems here. This is fine, no texture problems. I have never seen a plumb bob drawn as like a little guy before. I think the Grim Reaper is the best part, but that's fun. It's cute. I'll wear this. I think I'll wear this probably the most out of all the t-shirts. Was there more than one sticker pack? Oh, okay. I thought, based on this, that the stickers came on the bottle, but it does say right there, plumb bob and sticker pack bundle. It tells you it right there. Okay, so there's a bottle and stickers. I mean, it's a fine bottle, but like, you could get a bottle anywhere. You don't have to spend $35 for their bottle. And the stickers are cute too, but like, oh, I don't know. This is not, is $35 a reasonable price for this? I looked it up and these Nalgene bottles, you can buy it from them directly for $25. So $10 for the sticker pack and the logo. You could just put any plumb bob sticker on this. It doesn't have to have a plumb bob on it. This, I probably wouldn't buy this either. That makes me feel sad. I didn't buy the big stickers, so I didn't know how much they cost because they just sent them to me. That seems, I don't know. They're nice stickers, but like if I were you, I would use your own water bottle and then maybe get these stickers instead of spending $35, but I don't know. Does anybody else have this issue with stickers where you like get too nervous to use them and then never use them? Because I do that. I like hold on to them. Oh, it's the same. It's the same 2 pages. They're not even different. It's like double. It's one sticker sheet and you get it twice. I thought it was gonna be 2 different sheets. Okay, don't buy the water bottle. I don't like the water bottle. I think that's too much money. I don't think that that's, I don't know. It's not good. I'm sorry I've been like completely all over the place with this. I'm going out of order. This is the last t-shirt. This one is a cow plant t-shirt. Look at that. Want cake? And it's a whole bunch of cow plant stuff. Wait, ooh, it smells kind of weird. Yikes. Nothing else smells weird. This one does. This smells weird. It smells kind of like burnt rubber. Ew. Nothing else did. And I've opened like everything. My room is full of Sims merch. It's everywhere in here, but this, yeah, that's strange. Okay, well, it's like a nice kind of yellow color. This is gonna wash me out. Like, that's not, I don't think that's a good color for my skin tone, but it is cute. I don't usually like big prints like this to sleep in these shirts because it gets kind of crunchy, but I don't think this one's gonna be too bad. I could probably still sleep in this. If I wear this in my streams, it's just gonna say want, and you won't see anything else. I like it. I think it's a cool shirt. This is the kind of stuff that I think is fun to do, where it's like goofy and cool art prints and kind of interesting and not just a plain plumb bob on a t-shirt. You do need to have a plain plumb bob on a t-shirt, like people want that, but I also like having more fun merch sometimes. And last but certainly not least, we have 3 new pins. I did actually buy an extra cow plant pin because I liked it so much, but we have the cow plant pin we opened earlier. We also have a plain plumb bob pin, and this is really nice. I'm gonna put that on my bag, I think. This one is kind of a cool glittery simoleon pin. I really like that. And then we also have this kind of cute freezer bunny pin. Is there a Grim Reaper pin? The answer is no. See, I don't even know what they have. I didn't buy the skeleton one because that was in the second drop, so I don't have that one, but it's okay. I'll live without it. If I were to make a tier list of all of the merch, I think that the pins and the postcards would probably be my top. This one smells like celery. Is that normal? Do pins normally smell like celery? I don't know. I like the pins a lot though. I just like pins in general, so I'm easy to please with them. I love these postcards. I would love if they made more stuff like this, like more stuff from the game that we could buy in real life. All of it is fine. I don't think anything is bad necessarily. Like if you wanted to buy one of these things because you really loved it, I don't think that you would waste your money. Everything's kind of about how I expected it to be. Like white crew neck being kind of thin and see-through. Yeah, it always is. Sweat set from a merch store being too expensive. Yeah, it always is. It's merch. It's exactly as you would expect merch to be. I'm kind of sad that it's still sold out, so I'm curious to know if and when they'll be able to restock. I really think that this comes from them just not anticipating the scale of which people bought it. I really don't think that they expected it to sell out so quickly because they probably wanted people to be able to buy this stuff for Christmas gifts and things, and then, you know, it's all gone. So I'm hopeful that they'll be able to restock this soon, and I'm really curious to know what kind of drops they'll do. Kind of speaking from my own experience with like talking to new merch companies while I'm shopping around to see like what merch I'm gonna be able to do. It seems like a lot of companies like to have sort of evergreen items that are always for sale. So that might be stuff like this plum bob tee, the Sims embroidered logo hoodie, a couple of the pins, and then they might have some more specialty drops like a want cake t-shirt or like themed things like this Onyx one that they just did. I feel like they'll probably do stuff like that, like have some things that are always in the store and then maybe do some themed drops. At least that's what it seems like most people do. They have like some limited edition items and then some that are always around. You know what the worst part is? All of this stuff that I bought, all of it, this is still combined less expensive than the game costs. If you buy all the packs for the game, it costs more money than all of these physical merch items I now own. The Sims is such an expensive hobby. I totally get wanting to have a Sims hoodie to wear around because you're a big fan of the game, but please do not feel like you need to buy a lot of Sims merch. You know, maybe get like one pin or something if you're interested. Don't do this. Don't do what I did. I did this for you. But I think on that note, I'm gonna end this video right here because I have a lot of cleaning up I need to do. I gotta put my pins on my board and like get rid of all these boxes. Well, I have to get rid of one box. I'm keeping the Sims box and I'm going to catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. And don't worry, tomorrow I promise I will be back to regular Sims gameplay. We won't be just opening a giant pile of Sims merch tomorrow, I swear.